What do you want? What cars do you want to race? Really fast ones or slow ones?
Really fast, I guess really fast.
Well, someone can race.
Mid-fast, I like these, I guess. These are kind of not like super duper fast, but these are kind of fun too, right? Just because they have all the graphics.
You guys could race these two cars. I just tuned them up. Is this too
Okay.
fast for you?
No, nothing will
Here,
be too fast.
try that. Try that one. See what you think.
Right.
You could use that controller, and somebody could use my new controller. My new controller doesn't fit in here, so
Right,
don't
right.
try to put it in there
Okay.
because you could damage that.
Mhm.
So you're racing the red car, actually.
Dad, did you do your what I got for Christmas?
You know, I have not officially.
2023?
I have not officially done it. I was actually going to do that.
You should. People love those videos.
Is that what you told me?
Huh? Yeah, these cars are kind of screechy down here. Stop for a second. These are cars that I race here. Try to see what you think of that one.
Yeah, that was a street, yeah.
Yes. You could run that one if you want, unless you want to run slower
Well, I
cars.
want to run the cars that Ashley and I can do the same kind of type of car together.
I got plenty
But
of
that
them.
what you had on there was fine.
This is not fair because Mom has an extra special.
No, this is my other race
You're gonna
controller.
beat me.
Here, Ash, you can.
Well,
run
put us on the most fair track
that's
so we can
Yeah,
do a
they
real
are.
race. Okay.
It'll take that car off.
Mhm.
See what you think of these cars. You might have to adjust the sensitivity. Let me see.
Oh, you have us going slow. Okay. All right, Mom, get started.
Those are big-
Warm up.
Those are big cars. Hey guys, give me a second. I got my wife and daughter came in to actually do some racing, so I'm just setting them up. You can say a quick hello over there.
Hello.
You can see them. Sorry, guys. And I don't even have anything set up to view the chat, so I'll be right back. I use my tablet to watch the live stream.
Okay.
Too loud.
Well, he's got to figure it out. So. Yeah, but we should have a thing going.
Oh, you want to do a
Yeah,
video race? I wanted to just try to
Get around.
beat each other.
Okay. All right. Ready?
Like stay in the front. Whoever comes through first, not the times.
Gotcha.
Because I think we're on the most even lights to do that.
Sure.
But we can do the
You
TV
ready?
too, whatever you want.
Set. Go. You're right. Oh, shoot. We have to go slower.
I guess so.
Hey, Mayor. Thanks for stopping by. Hey, Scott. Yeah, I just started. I figured, hoping got family over and people coming over for the weekend and the holiday. I better get my cars kind of tuned up, my house cars. So I already tuned up a couple of them. Not major overhauls. I'm just kind of checking them on the dyno and giving them some oil, but nothing crazy. And yes, Mayor, I thought of you when I
Okay.
took out the pink car. This is actually a car I got from Dan. I bought 2 of Dan's Vipers. I won't tell you the great deal he gave me on them, but he gave me a great deal on them. This is the same Viper modified as these 4 cars. So this one's stock though. These are modified by me with independent front end, lower front tire, and lower, firmer albino tires on my 4 house cars. Yeah.
Okay, ready? Good.
I hear a lot of crashing going on over there.
Yeah, because Mom keeps getting ahead of herself. Good job.
I hope I'm not too loud. I got the camera kind of right next to my face.
Ah! You got that one.
That's good.
That was a good one.
Yeah. It does, yeah, it does look really nice.
Oh, you see those Mustangs in the background? Yeah, I just got the blue one, which I really do like, and I agree with you, Scott. The chrome wheels certainly
Very good.
they look nice. So I just tuned up these two cars. These are just Viper V specs. I did put an independent front end.
Sorry.
I'll get it. You're on the blue lane, Julie?
I am. Go ahead, let me catch up.
Yeah, so these cars that I just kind of oiled, that's all I did. It's amazing how they went from like low, barely in the threes, and with just a little bit of oil,
One little mishap with your finger.
just a little bit of oil gets them up into the like 3.6, almost 3.7 range. So yeah, definitely oil your chassis on a semi-regular basis.
I'm getting so close to it.
Hey Dan,
All right, should we give ourselves like a number of laps?
Yeah.
That
do you guys want me to
Yeah,
put the
we're
timing
yeah.
system on for
Okay,
you?
after 10
Yeah,
laps.
turn it on.
All right, I'll put that on.
What is that? The counter.
Oh. Okay, so
Yeah, so this is a good example. This car's only running at like a 307, 310.
Okay, cool.
Hold on, the gang wants me to turn on the timing system. Be right back.
I could have done it.
Yeah, you won't be able to go now until I actually start it. because it
Oh,
it
can't you
controls
put
the
it, can't you
power.
put it on a way where it's just like the normal one where it just
Yeah.
counts us? Okay.
Yeah, that's what we do. But it's still, once I turn this on, the relay clicks and you lose
Oh.
power. Right now, you can't drive until I actually start the
Oh, okay.
software. Like if you try to squeeze the trigger, the car's not gonna go.
Right.
So nice.
Oh.
All right, now you guys can go.
Okay.
So we'll
Okay,
do
should we
10
get back?
laps or
Yeah,
20
let's
laps?
get back to the fun of that thing.
I don't know about that, Mayor. I'm gonna have to see. Gonna have to compare that.
Oh,
Compare this pink car to my
Yeah.
Viper modifieds. This was the one I got from Dan,
Sure.
and it was a strong. It is a strong running. Look at that thing, man. 4.42. That thing is screaming. Sounds fast. But hold on, let me finish these other cars.
You got it? Just put you next to me.
No,
Oh, no, we go that way? Okay.
I'll do it fairly.
Definitely. I got my coffee. Hope everybody has a beverage.
Kind of sense.
Ready, set, go.
Oh, did I knock myself right?
You're on white, so you should be inside. No,
Oh.
not, yeah.
Told ya.
Okay. You can have this again.
Okay, go.
I'm being lazy and trying to get these clips off without taking the rear axles out. But then I have to unpin it. You can't really properly oil this rear bushing without taking that clip off.
Then we need a photo finish.
even though Viper says you can with that with the little cutout there, but it doesn't really get, it kind of gets the back of the bushing closer to the armature, and
Yeah, you've seen that movie,
that's
right?
not really what I want.
Which,
Ford
yes,
Ferrari.
yes, such a good movie.
And how it's ending at that is so frustrating. My dad, so annoying, but they couldn't do that.
Mhm.
After all his work.
Where is that? Go. Did you see the one with Hemsworth?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
I think that's where you're supposed to watch that movie. That one is
Well,
awesome.
this one is the slower of the bunch. This is only, even with some oil, this one's only at 3.26. My other V specs are up in the 3.5, 3.6 range. So
Oh, did you miss? Oh.
yeah, it's getting up there. Probably just needs to run a little
Oh, I
bit.
thought it was there. That was funny. Okay, good. Now I think
Oh, okay. You died twice.
that turn is bad. Victory lap, okay.
There you go. How do we start it over?
I don't know.
All right, we'll do it.
You drinking an ice cold Mountain Dew this early, Scott?
Take it in the next.
Okay.
I can honestly say I can't remember the last time I ever had a Mountain
I
Dew.
thought that
There you go.
Or never had a Mr. Pips either.
And now we are, but I'm saying things that your photo.
Yeah, this car's, without even putting any oil on it, this one's already hitting 3.6.
Yeah, that.
Maybe I might have to take that other car apart and see if I can
I did.
clean it and bring it to life a little more. I really didn't want to do any full chassis tear downs right now.
Right here.
Long way.
Yeah, that one sounds nice. 3.6. All right. Let's see what my modifiers are doing. Definitely not as strong as Dan's. It's barely in the 4s. I think the one I got from Dan was in the mid 4s.
Hey, that's a 30.
That was good.
That was good. We're getting things
Yeah, 4.3, 4.4.
There.
You got it?
Yeah.
I will admit I haven't serviced these cars in a long time, and they've gotten a lot of use. These modifieds could probably use armature, cleaning the comm and the brushes and all that good stuff. But for now, I'm just gonna give them a little oil. They'll be fine. They'll be fine for house cars. Guys, let me know if you want different cars or not. I'll join you girls in a minute. Yeah, right, Dan? The one I got from you sounds a lot crazier. Mine has a higher pitched whine to them. The one that I got from you which I'm assuming this is, the armature even looks different. It has a darker, mine has a lighter colored green compared to yours. I'm assuming this is a modified,
Okay, ready?
and the other one with the white tires was the poly mod. So this should be a 3-ohm car, just like my other ones. But it does have a, yeah, it's just a little stronger running car. I'll have to put them on the track and do some laps with these and see how they do against the one the one I got from Dan. I got some parts coming for it. I'm going to put an independent front end on it, and I'm going to give it the same white albino, a little bit lower profile. I think these are 438, 438, yeah, 436, 438 tire. These black medium compounds are like a 442 or 444, somewhere around there. All right, that one's done. Let's see how the white car sounds.
Oh, no.
Shoot.
Oh wow. So this one's up 484. It's a hot running car. This white one. 475. That's a screamer. That's not even with any fresh oil. You're gonna want to run the white lane. And it's on the best lane to race. The white lane has the hot car. You girls sound like you're having way too much fun over there.
Because we're so close in our racing.
Dang it, that one was really gonna be it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess technically you win.
Wow, 4 nice. This car is almost hitting a 5. Yeah, it's settling down, 4.7 range. That's a good running car.
Oh, yeah, let me see it. We'll be back, Dad. Let us know when you're.
Okay.
Under the covers on the bed. Yeah.
Well, the girls abandoned me. They said, let me know when you're done. So I got a little bit of quiet again here. All right. 2 more cars to go. Let's see how this blue car runs. 428, 430. That one runs good. Give a little dab of oil. I'm only oiling the armature. I probably could oil the axles too, but in the gears, but maybe I will put a little dab on the gears. You only need a little dab, as you guys know. You don't want to over oil. I put like half a drop on the front and maybe 1 drop on the back. The back bushing does a lot of the load hits that back bushing, so definitely give that some good oil. ZSJ, what do you mean? Good morning. explain why when you break down the Viper and put it together, why it doesn't seem to run the same. Does it run worse for you or better when you tear them down? I mean, normally when I tear mine down, I'm servicing them, so I'm cleaning the commutator, I'm cleaning the whole chassis pretty much, and I expect it to actually run better when I do that. Yeah, this car, some of the Vipers came with a smaller. They switched to a thicker bushing on the axle. Like this car has quite a bit of play. Actually, this thing could benefit from a little bit, like another spacer. In fact, I think I'm gonna do that on this car. Save that one. Let me look at this yellow car real quick. Yeah, it's another strong runner, 4.6 almost. Yeah, little oil got that one up into almost 4.6. Yellow car runs good. My oh, you know what? I wanted to check on Dan's car that I got from him. What gear was in this? Okay, it is a 22 tooth gear. So all of my modifieds have a 22 tooth gear as well. Oh, wait a minute. Is that a 23 tooth gear? How did that get in there? I think that is a 23 tooth gear. That's a 22.
Yeah, I will.
That's a 22. They should all be 22s. That's a 22, but this red car, I can't see it. It almost looks like a 23. Yeah, ZSJ, I'm not sure how to answer your question. Are you saying they run worse when you put them back? I mean, when you say you're breaking them down, what are you doing to them? Are you breaking them down for a reason, to service them or clean them? Oh no, this is a 22 tooth gear. It just was dust. Yeah, okay. I also have to pin, I gotta pin the rear axle on the one I got from Dan. Drop the Viper chassis in the turbo train. You know, Mayor, you're a troublemaker. That turbo train would be flying off the rails, so to speak. You know, I think I do have a. I think I do. I don't know if no, I don't have any like Viper to Tyco clips, but I believe they do make them. I have some Viper to Lifelike clips, but speed on the dyno. Did you are you aware how to set the timing on these Vipers by adjusting the end bell? You could put it in like advanced timing. If you click the end bell up or down, driver side down from the top is advanced timing. So you can you can put it straight, which is neutral. If you put passenger side down, it's retarded timing. It'll go slower. And if you push from the top and push the end bell down with the driver's side down, that advances the timing. So here I'll show you an example on the dyno. I'll retard the timing on this. So this with the slowest timing, this is now down to 376. And at neutral setting, 383, 384. And when I advance the timing, it should be closer to 4 in the 4s now. Yeah, 407. So you can definitely slow and speed up these cars quite a bit by changing the timing. Other than that, I don't know why, if you put it back together properly, that the car would go slower. I've never put a car back together and after I serviced it and had it go slower. I've had some that didn't make a lot of change, but never a significant slowdown. I would say make sure the commutator is spaced properly. I can kind of show you guys that. You guys might be interested in that. I could take apart. Where's that one I wanted to see if I could speed up? Well, actually, hold on. I'll show you guys something. Thanks, guys. So it's important, and everybody that runs Vipers or any kind of end bell car, this works on my Fusions as well. You got to get yourself one of these tools. They make you put it in there, and you could easily spread the brush arms, so you can put the arm in. So not only do you want to space the going on with this thing? Oh, that's interesting. This old armature. Oh, this is not the end. This is not. This has a ball bearing bushing in it. Hold on a second. Let me get a different end now. That commutator didn't actually fit. When you put ball bearing bushings in, you do got to kind of polish and the shaft to get them in and to run smoothly. But when you put the armature in, hopefully I can get this to show up on the camera. You want to space the end of the armature on the top as well as the back. You know, everybody's space is back here, and make sure they take out as much play. You know, you want the armature to be spaced properly. But on these end bell type cars, the end of the where the wires are soldered to those little tabs can get very close to touching the arm that's holding the brush. And you also want to space it properly so that the brushes are kind of sitting in the middle of the com to get the best contact. So you want to kind of space it so that the brushes, like this one actually, let me look at this under the light. I usually put like a 10,000. So this one's not too bad. You want to kind of start to be able to see some of the copper of the commutator between the end of the armature and the brush plate. This one can be spaced a little bit. It's kind of close. It's closer to the where the winding. Does that make sense? It needs to be pushed back a little bit. Like I would put a 10,000 spacer on the end of this. I also don't like just having the plastic on most armatures touching the bushing. I like to have metal. I mean, you want to have a plastic there so you don't short anything out, but I like to put like a 10,000 metal spacer. That seems to, on most Vipers, that 10,000 spacer seems to center the com pretty well in the brush. Some of these arms come with several plastic. I've had a few where putting that 10,000 spacer made it a little too tight, and you can actually pop off some of these plastic kind of spacers. So make sure you space that end properly as well, and try and get the brushes kind of riding in the middle of the commutator. Why does what happen, Dan? I'm sorry, I missed the question. You mean when you change the timing on the end bell? It's changing the position of where the brush, so you're literally changing where the brush is contacting the commutator. I'm not, I don't fully know the theory. I just know that you can retard and either neutral or speed up the timing by where the brush is actually contacting on the com. That's a nice new brush on there. There's a brand new big brush tweaked end bell. Another thing that you guys should I don't know about more or less power. It just has to do with the timing, and I guess like the magnetic field. And I wish I could give you a definitive answer as to why that happens, other than it's just changing the location of the brushes on the commutator. But maybe somebody in the audience or somebody who sees this, I have a couple of guys that watch my channel that give me some really good feedback and know a lot of the technical answers, which helps me learn too. So hopefully that'll happen. Another thing on these types of end bells is to get the brush to sit properly. And there's a number of videos out there on tweaking the end bell, but I like it so that when I pull one up, the other one rides almost to the top of the center, almost to the top of where the shaft would come through the bushing. And then when you pull down, you want the other one to also come down. Some guys go in the middle, but I like to see them even further down. This one's actually tweaked really good already. This one came tweaked from, I think I got these from Hardin Creek. So these were already tweaked. So you could basically change the angle. There's lots of little things you could do to tweak these end bells. Yeah. And again, having a dyno is kind of helpful to see if the tweaking that you're doing is making it better or worse. But that one's already tweaked pretty good. Yeah, if somebody gives me a more technical answer, Dan, I'll certainly let you guys know. But I just know it has to do with where the brushes are contacting the armature at what angle. It somehow it changes the timing and speeds up the motor. So yeah, so when you're spacing your armature, make sure you space the top of the armature as well as the backside to take out any play. And taking out the play in the armature also helps with your gear mesh, so you'll have less movement where the pinion gear meets the crown gear. Yeah, this is a little bit sloppy, but anytime ZSJ. That's an old armature out of one of my, I think this was out of a Super G Plus car. Oh, what the heck? No, that one runs good. Which one of these was not running so great? Was it this one? One of these was slower than all the others. Yeah, that guy. I think all my other ones are in the, like the 3.6 range. Whoa. That don't sound good. Oh, there we go. Body was getting in the way. Yeah. Maybe I'll tear this one down. We'll take a look at it, see how the armature looks. See if we can get this one to get up into the 3.6 range like the other ones. I'm also not the biggest fan of these Viper springs, pickup shoe springs. I prefer BSRT, makes a gold and silver springs. For one thing, they're not magnetic. These are magnetic. They stick to your magnets. It's just, these things also lose, from what I've been told, these Viper springs kind of lose their tension quicker. You know, I mean, they work, don't get me wrong, but just from my research and talking with other racers, the BSRT springs seem to be the preferred option. Although sometimes having the spring stick to the magnet is a good thing. When it goes flying, it ends up sticking on a spring, and you look and you're like, oh, there it is. It's stuck to the motor magnet or the traction magnet. All right, so this is another little handy dandy tool, this chassis spreader. You just stick it on either side of the motor magnets. And you just push, well, if you don't have a bandaged up finger, it works a lot easier. Nothing is easy with this damn, you gotta keep this bandage on for a whole week too. I don't go till Friday. Ready to get it off. So yeah, when you push that down, it spreads the chassis and pops the motor right up for you. Viper's motor magnets are pretty good. They're pretty consistent as far as the strength. I've never really seen any be like really weak and have a motor be slow because of the motor magnets. I would say that's a pretty rare occurrence, though it's certainly possible. Wow. Yeah. It's a little dirty. These brushes are getting a little bit worn. It's hard to focus on this thing. Probably about half their life left still. How's this? Yeah. Comm's a little dirty as well. We'll polish that up. Sorry I don't have good light over there. Under here I do. You guys can't see over there. I got this work mat right off of Amazon. So they make them in different sizes. I like using this kind of plastic blue wheel. This does a great job of buffing your pickup shoes clean. And here, I'll see if you can see what that looks like. And I'll clean it real quick. Show you the before and after. Yeah, how shiny that thing looks. Might as well clean this other one while we're at it. Clean the bottom side too. That makes contact with the spring. And also clean in that notch there, where it contacts the hanger. I don't need a reason to give you guys the finger. I just do it. I'm just cleaning the commutator on this. Under my magnifying light here so I can see what I'm doing. That looks pretty good. If you guys can, if I can get this stupid camera to focus. Come on. Yeah, you can kind of see it. It looks clean. Ash, you left your phone in here. I also like to take an X-Acto knife blade and I just kind of run it in between the slots where the plates are on the commutator, just to clean out any debris in there. You don't want anything shorting out. And then I would also clean this with a little bit of alcohol, which I don't have. I think my daughter stole it back. I actually stole it from her bathroom. All right. So, when you get, this is a stock V-spec, no spacers, other than the one that's pressed on there, although there is some plastic spacers. But the Vipers are spaced halfway decent. Can they be spaced a little better? Sure, but for, a semi-mass produced product, they're spaced pretty decent. All right. Put this back together. You want to make sure the two little tabs are on the top and that tab there is pointing towards the end bell. So when you put this on the armature, it's going to go like that. There's like a little tab on the top there that locks in with the end bell, and then there's two tabs on the top that click into the chassis. So. We'll get this back together and we'll see if it actually, I really should clean those brushes too. Hold on a minute, and get some alcohol. Blowing their minds. All right. I do want to clean this end bell a little bit. Spread it out. Kind of clean the brushes with a little bit of alcohol. I think they make something you could buy that actually you just kind of spray in there, but I never got any of it. I just use alcohol. I mean, it definitely cleans a lot of gunk out of there. That looks good. All right. So we got our armature back in the end bell. We got our timing bracket. Viper also has this little shim that you could put on. They make these in different sizes, but I like to use it. Some guys take these off, but I like to cover those two holes. I feel like maybe it helps keep the inside of the end bell a little bit cleaner. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. And your magnets, one of them has a white mark on it. That goes on the top. If you have the top of the armature to the left, you want to put that magnet up on the top. And the other one goes on the bottom. I'm going to pop out these hangers and give the hangers a quick little cleaning as well. like to, clean that front part that makes contact with the tab on the end bell. I also clean the bottom part there that makes contact with the spring, and the part that makes contact with the pickup shoe, where the pickup shoe clips in. Basically clean the whole dang thing. Alright, so we got those polished up a little bit. Put these back in. That looks nice and shiny now. Should have some good contact going on. The finger is on the mend. It's definitely not throbbing and hurting as much as it was the last couple of days, so that's a good thing. I did all this to get rid of the pain, but I have to endure a little more pain to get to the pain-free part, so hopefully once it's all healed up, even though I'm going to be losing some flexibility and motion in the tip of that finger, at least it won't be killing me. Less pain is good in our lives, right? Alright, so the trick of getting this in here, kind of position it so that those tabs are lined up where they should be, and the magnets get into position where they should be. Oh, see, and I'm worse. I'm telling you guys to make sure the tabs are on top, and here I am putting the tabs on the bottom. So, let me readjust these magnets, because I don't want to have to spin the whole thing spin the whole arm around. Alright. Now it's the way it should be. So basically, when you get that seated in there, the magnets should clear where they go. You want to make sure the bushing is actually in its little spot properly. Then you just have to worry about making sure you you kind of got to make sure those tabs clear the hangers. You don't want to push down on that end bell without making sure it's not going to hit the hanger and shear off the tab, because then you'd ruin your end bell. Sorry guys, I gotta do this under my light so I can see what the heck I'm doing. Alright. I know it's kind of hard to see, but the tabs are now clear of the hangers. We can pop that into place, push our back part down so the bushing is in place, and there we go. We're all back together. I'm going to put it in advanced timing mode because I like to go as fast as I can. Alright. Let's put where the heck did my traction magnets go? There they are. Alright. So I'm going to put these in these magnets. Most of you guys probably know they can go in high downforce or low downforce. So the end that would be touching the rail, see, like that's repelling, so you don't want to put it on that side, but see how it sticks to that side, and this magnet sticks to this side, so you want to put those on those sides face down. these are those maxi traction magnets that have that flared out end, so the clip will only fit on one side. There's a little ledge there for the clip to grab on. Pop this clip back on. And we'll see if we made any improvements or not. All right. Magnets are back in. Rear end is in. All right, let's put these pickup shoes back on. So in theory, this car hopefully will run better. We've polished everything. And the electrical system. Clean the comm. All right, we are back together. And let's put her on the dyno, see what she does. Well, that's exactly what I didn't want. 318. So not much of an improvement. Oh wait, hey, I'm getting ahead of myself. She's warming up. 3.3. Yeah, tiny bit of improvement. This one was the slower of the four. It was in the low threes. The other ones are in the 3.6 range, so could just be this armature. Probably could use a little bit more oil since I actually cleaned all the oil out of the, now that I think about it, cleaned all the oil out of the front bushing. Probably should oil the back bushing as well. Re-oil it since I took the whole thing apart. A little damn oil in there too. Appreciate you guys hanging out, you know. I figured, what the heck, I'll start up a live feed while I'm playing around with these cars. I don't know if you guys like this kind of stuff or not. I figured you do, or you wouldn't be hanging out here. And if you get bored and you don't want to watch anymore, you know, I fully understand, because it's not very exciting watching somebody else do all the work. But maybe you guys pick up a few tips along the way. All right. Let's see. Wow, look at that. 3.9. That's putting a little bit of oil back in there. There we go. So my effort paid off there. This was in the low threes and it just hit 4. Nice. Sounds good too. Nice and smooth. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Hitting in the fours now. So that's definitely a nice improvement. I could hear that car is running much better. So now the blue car went from being the slowest to actually the fastest. It's the only one that's hitting the fours. The other ones are all in the 3.6 range. Now I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to break them all down at some point and clean them all. Getting these little stinking body pins on. It's a pain in the butt too. So that's usually my experience when I break down and clean a car. I usually yields some pretty good results. All right. Guys got plans for New Year's Eve? You guys doing anything fun? We do a little get together here. Neighbors come by. My girls usually stay home. Sometimes some of their friends come over. Nothing crazy. Basically, Mike, the front bushing, just a little dab, if I can get this thing to focus, a little dab right there, and then I pop off the magnet clip and put a little dab in the rear. Those are the two most important points on any inline motor car, really. And then I usually put a little dab on the gear, pinion and crown gear as well. And you could put a little dab in the rear axle, front axle too, if you really want to go crazy. If you actually, Daichalion, am I saying that right? If you reach out to VRP, they will build one for you. You can get on their list and they'll get you one. I happened to get lucky because they're always out of stock. And one day I looked and there was actually two in stock, and I snagged one right away when I saw that was in stock. But from what other people have told me, if you just reach out to them, email them, they'll build one for you. All right, so that's all those are all my house cars. They're all running pretty good. My gang likes to really run these fast Vipers. My girls, they like these 3-ohm Viper modifieds. They like to go fast. They like these. They like these cars as well. I like running these V-specs with these NASCAR bodies. Although these NASCAR bodies I got to figure out a way to tighten these. Somebody mentioned something. Maybe I could put something on these pins, but these fit a little bit loose. And on a good crash, these bodies will pop off. Whereas these 917 bodies fit pretty tight and pretty snug. They don't come off. I like those bodies. But these have nice logos and decals. I got these for $20 a piece, pinned. Wasn't a bad deal. think I got these from J Jap out on Facebook. One of the pages I'm on. It's like 3 guys that I get my Lexan bodies from. They do a good job painting them. I don't have the patience for painting things. What else was I gonna do? Oh yeah, I was gonna pin this. Oh no, I didn't. I decided not to pin this one because, not that. Oh wait a minute, which one is this? Oh, this one I already did drill out the other day. I just got to get the pins in them, and the maybe when I get all the parts, I'll do that on. I'll do up another live stream, but I also got this chassis from Dan. This is actually a 2.5 ohm wide gap polymod armature car. This car runs strong. This thing is up in the 5s. Oh, actually it's sitting at 458 right now. But this is a fast car. But I'm gonna put it in a chassis that has the Lexan body posts. I got it from Dan. It had a lifelike clip on it, which is cool. I have some lifelike cars, and I have some other Vipers I can use that clip on that have body clips on them. I think I have 4 or 5 Vipers that don't have the posts that are. I'm actually going to take this chassis and build up a 6 ohm car in this chassis, since it's a perfectly good. I already have almost all the parts I need to build a 6 ohm Viper, so that'll be fun. Oh, this wasn't in advanced timing. Let's see how this thing runs. There we go. Up in the 4.8, almost 4.9. Usually when you get down into the 2 and 2.5 ohm arms, you get closer to the 5, up into the 5s on the dyno. I haven't run these cars in a while. These are my 2 Neo cars. This is a 2.5 ohm. Yeah. 5.37. Thing's a beast. That thing is a beast for sure. This is my 2 ohm car. That needed tune up. That's only hitting 5. This thing probably needs some oil and a cleaning. I haven't serviced any of these cars in a while. Although I don't run them a lot time, you know, these really high downforce cars. For one thing, they just do a number on my track. They make my rails come up. Oh. We got a bunch of gunk on this car. I wonder why this one's not running so good. Got some hair, some lint and stuff wrapped around the armature. Which is surprising because I don't really get a lot of lint on my track. But Yeah.
My little vacuum does not appear to be working, unfortunately.
Uh-uh.
We're gonna run out and pick up lunch for Rachel
Aw.
and,
Go to the
party
party store.
go to the party store.
Where are you getting lunch?
Pure Vita.
Pure Vita. I
Oh.
can pick you up something that I think you'll like.
Okay, yeah, that'd be good. I don't think I really have anything here to eat. So.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
I have another idea for my little vacuum.
Yeah, I'll think about it.
I mean, it could just not work, but I don't know, the light works, so maybe I need to plug it into a bigger base that's stronger.
All right. Yeah, this car probably is going to need a servicing because this one usually is running a lot stronger than that. This is my 2-ohm NSX car. Those pickup shoes are pretty worn out. Should be running in the fives like this car. This is a 2.5 ohm car.
The one thing I think about these listed is that somehow it always seems to get down from that, at least I don't want to tie them all the way, because this is such a small hole.
I did get the sticker pack, Scott. Sorry I missed your comment. Thank you for that. I think I showed that off on one of my other videos. Yeah, I'm not too happy with how this car is running. I just tuned this up actually not too long ago. Oh wow. Something with the rear end that was in that car. I took the other rear end out. And now we're up in the 6. That's where it should be. That's interesting. Six 0861. What is up with this rear end set? Same gearing, same everything. I don't get that. Let's put this one back in. Something dirty on there? No. Yeah. Definitely running slower with that rear end in there. I don't know why that is. You know, investigate that. Thanks for stopping by, Dan. Hope you have a happy new year. if it could be this little sleeve, this axle condom that I put on here. Might be binding it up. That is very interesting. Both cars run much slower with this rear end setup, though these are both same rear end. Teeth look fine on here. They're both 22 tooth gears. Yeah, that is interesting. It's a whole point on the dyno because of the rear end. Something's up with. I got to figure out what's going on with this rear end. It doesn't really feel like it's binding or anything like that. Actually, it is a little bit. It is a little snug. But there's definitely a tiny bit of play in there. But there's a little bit more play in this one. It's a little bit looser. Wow. Interesting. All right, I'm gonna have to rework that rear end setup and see what's going on with that. Feels like it might be a little bit tight. Maybe I got to put a little bit smaller spacer in there. That's how that car should run, over 6 on the dyno. So. I will play around with that later. I'm going to redo the spacing on this rear end on that car. Thanks for stopping by, guys. See you later, the fingers. Have a happy new year. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna pack it in for now. Been on for about an hour. What time is it anyway? I don't know. Oh, my phone is running the live feed. Oh, an hour and 20 minutes. All right. Oh yeah, I'm the king of typos, so don't even worry about that. And now I just gave myself an injury. I just stabbed myself. I was putting the tweezers back in the set, and the other tweezer didn't have the protective cap on, and it just sliced my finger. I can't win. That hurt. Alrighty. My wife and daughter were just running these GTs, pretty much stock, except for some better rear tires. They were having fun. They run good. You know, my daughter picked me up one of the newer Camaros. Which one is it? This one. Mega G Plus Camaro. This is completely stock out of the package. And it runs fine. This one's a good one. It's a pretty good runner. You know, these cars are fine. They run well. I mean, they're obviously not a Viper, but you know, if I had to take AFX or Auto World, it would certainly be the AFX chassis. Alright guys, I'm going to shut it down for now, clean up my workbench, and we'll talk with you guys soon. Probably, maybe tomorrow, do some more racing. Probably start up a live feed and going to be racing with the family. So, we'll talk with you guys soon. Hope everybody has a happy new year. Thanks for stopping by.